50 years after the final Harry Potter book, Harry Potter is now headmaster of Hogwarts, ready to usher in a brand new generation of witches and wizards. My name's Radio Mike, and together with my friend Sam Garlep, we're reading every chapter of my Harry Potter fanfiction from when I was 13. This is book 4 in that series. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Phantom Farter. Hello, Amoras, everyone. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, a sick fiction podcast by me, Sickio Mike. I've been sick all week, and you can probably tell from my voice. So, Sam, carry this one for me.
Achoo. Oh, no, I think I'm also coming down with a sickness. Well,
I actually have been sick. Do you not believe me?
No, I don't. I feel like it was a ploy.
I have had the sickest week of my life.
Well, great. I'm glad that we're sitting almost closer than ever today. But you've had the sickest week of your life?
Yeah, in a bad way, though. Like, after this, I'm going to bed. So just so you know.
Oh, bloody, I wish.
Yeah.
So, honestly, you've been that sick. Not getting out, aches and pains.
Actually, the sickest I think I've ever been was when me and Claire were in Mallorca. Starting to show a bit of privilege. Me and Claire were on a Europe trip. We were in Mallorca. We were in a resort.
Mallorca.
And I got COVID. And it was the worst. I never had it before. This is like way past when COVID was a big thing.
Did you not get it?
I never got it during the pandemic.
Loser.
And then 3 years. I saw everyone getting it. I was like, what are you doing differently?
And once everyone gets it, like, well, I don't want to get it now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
Like, I can never get into it now.
Yeah, so I got it. And I mean, did you obviously had it then?
Yeah, I think I've had it a couple times.
Yeah, it was insane. Like, I woke up in the middle of the night freezing cold, and I was like, Claire, I'm freezing. And she just put all these clothes on me, and I fell asleep. And then 2 hours later, I woke up, and it was like my body temperature was like 47, not 37.
Yeah, because then you're sweating. How good is that? That moment where you are then sweating, you're like, oh, thank God.
Why?
Because you're meant to. It's like sweating out the fever.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it's a good thing.
So I was like, Claire, I'm boiling. Take everything off. And
you usually feel a bit better after that, though.
No, I didn't think that. So, but that was probably the worst, but this has been pretty bad. So, yeah. And apologies again to the mainies. We were just talking on the Patreon for no ep last week. That was all Sam's fault, as he apologized for on the Patreon.
That is not what happened.
But you can hear about it on the Patreon, patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys.
Not my fault at all.
Well.
I'd actually say it ranks, I'm probably third in line for fault.
Okay.
Which is funny, there's only two people on the podcast, but I actually think I'm third in line.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's what Sam says. You join the Patreon, become part of the jury. That's the new fun thing we're doing on Patreon.
Yeah, but
how have you been, Sam?
Well, no, pretty good. And just on Mike's sickness, we are both having a beautiful chamomile tea, but I will, on any other time, we would be drinking a drip roast coffee, driproastcoffee.com.au.
Yeah.
The finest coffee going around, and that's not their slogan. I think it was something else, but it's pretty sick. driproastcoffee.com.au. But I'm drinking this out of it. We've got some beautiful mugs here.
I gave you options of mugs. What did you want to walk through how that went down?
I would say most of the mugs in Mike's house, it seems are Simpsons themed. You offered me one, and then like six more.
I was like, okay, which mug do you want? Homer Simpson 2, Duff beer, donut from The Simpsons, Homer Simpsons 3, or
it's like a Fast and Furious fan, guys.
Simpson 5.
Yeah.
And then I said, Claire's family memories from across the years.
Yeah, so I'm drinking out of Claire's family memories.
It's a mug that I think Claire got for her birthday that just has various photos of her with various family members over the years.
Yep, here she's holding hands.
It's her favourite mug.
And you know what? I mean, should we turn this into a segment of Claire's hair? Because a lot of this, her hair looks lovely. Her hair's, flowing in the wind. It's at a park with some children.
Yeah.
Here it is done up at a formal event. I think a wedding.
Likely a wedding, considering there's a bride in the photo.
There's quite a few of her kind of Well, not hunched over, but she's holding hands with children in a few of these photos.
Yeah,
so she is just
and they're children that are related to her.
Yeah, so
family.
That's good.
Yeah.
So it is good. Claire's family memories, and I'm just drinking that in.
And I quite like this mug, which is the Duff beer mug. And the reason I like it is because people think I'm drinking beer.
Yeah, it gives the impression that you're drinking a beer.
Yeah, even though it is clearly a mug designed for hot beverages, you could be drinking it and people be like, that guy's drinking a beer.
From a distance, I mean, if Patreons are watching, they're thinking, wow, Mike's having a beer. That's pretty early. And he just said he was sick. That's why I just thought I had to address that we are drinking tea.
Yeah, not beer. Do you know, back when I worked at Dan Murphy's during uni, I think Carlton United, which is Carlton United Brewery, which is probably the biggest brewery in Melbourne, would you say? They make Carlton Draft.
Yeah.
And they did a partnership with The Simpsons and put out a Duff beer can.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was just Carlton Draft in a Duff beer can, but it was all branded as Duff, like the way a Duff can looks in the show. And, we got pellets and pellets of this stuff, right? We got so much of it. It was on the shelves. Everyone was buying it for the novelty. It was fun. And then it got pulled because the same reason that the Hard Solo got pulled recently and rebranded, because they were like, The Simpsons is a show that is like a cartoon. Kids watch it. If you're selling this, then kids will want to buy it, and that encourages underage drinking. And that's against the legislation in Australia. So then for months, we had just a pellet full of Duff beer that couldn't be sold, just sitting in the back of our store.
Yeah.
And I still have a can to this day.
Did you take a bit of that pallet?
Yeah, I did. But now I just have one can left.
Yeah.
It's been sitting unrefrigerated in my childhood bedroom for the last 10 years.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink that.
Should we drink it on the show? Should we give it as a prize?
Yeah, but I wouldn't drink it.
Yeah, true.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I mean, The Simpsons, though, yes, it's a cartoon, but I guess, is it aimed at children?
No, I guess not. I mean,
and it's beer on the show. It's not like
it's not like it's soda.
That now we're selling it as alcoholic.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, okay.
We should do some assessments of the Harry Potter cast announcements.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if you've seen the newest batch of those.
Now, Mike, what kind of Harry Potter fan fiction podcast host would I be if I was not across every single casting of the new Harry Potter TV
show?
You
are across it?
I'm just asking what kind of Harry Potter podcast host would I be?
And my answer is probably a bad one.
Okay. Well, in that case, we'll let the listeners decide of what that would be.
Yeah.
But I am
whether I'm across
the casting or not, remains to be seen.
So we have our newest batch of cast members. I'm going to walk through Sam on this, and I think the picture is on our Instagram. Top left there, and I don't know all of their names, but that is the new Molly Weasley up there.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's any thoughts?
Do we know who she is? Is she from... It looks like
she's from the IT crowd. Yeah. I don't know her name. Apologies.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
she's so funny.
You could probably guess who that is.
Malfoy.
That is Draco Malfoy. I think his name is Lox Pratt, which feels
another Harry Potter name.
More
Lox Pratt.
Yeah, I'm Lox Pratt.
Yeah.
Think my name's funny, do you? Yeah, and yes, I do.
Well, I do. Because isn't Lox like a LOX?
Yeah. Is like Nox.
No. Lox is in the food world.
Oh.
Is like
Well, I've got my phone out. I could just Google it.
Yeah, I guess.
Lox. I don't know what. Oh, a type of cured salmon.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
So, yeah, he's a cured salmon. What are you, mate? Cured salmon? He'd probably get bullied all the time. They put you on a bloody bagel, cream cheese.
We do have our new Lucius Malfoy, which is Johnny Flynn, I believe is his name.
Yeah, and what's he's from things as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why don't I ask ChatGPT to give us a breakdown of all of them?
Wow. Could you really do that? Johnny Flynn is in Ripley, the TV show they remade of
The Talented Mr. Ripley. Is he Mr. Ripley?
Yes. It's confusing because they all are. The two of them are.
Okay.
In a way.
Can you envision him as Lucius?
Yeah, I can. I can.
Okay, so then we have...
And also, I just like every actor I see, I'm like, what else were they from?
Yeah. So
I have to do that.
This boy here is Seamus Finnegan.
Yeah.
His name is Leo Early, which feels pretty Harry Potter-ish.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a fun Leo Early.
Leo Early.
Oh, he's running late. Early's running late.
In the middle here, we have Parvati Patil.
Okay.
So that actress's name
Escapes you?
Escapes me. It currently escapes me. But interesting because Parvati does have an identical twin, Padma.
Yeah.
But I think she'll play both of them.
Oh,
I think
the
they won't
Weasleys.
cast a twin. Yeah. I think she'll play both of them.
Yeah, cool.
Lavender Brown has been cast as well.
Nice.
So it's interesting that like a lot of these characters are going to be there from the start because Lavender kind of just pops up in Half-Blood Prince. She's never really been named in the movies before that. You know what I mean?
Yes, I was about to say the same thing. I appreciate that. I reckon that's cool.
This here is our Petunia Dursley, the mother of Dudley and Harry Potter's aunt. Her name is Belle Powley. She's been in The Morning Show and A Royal Night Out.
Yeah, okay.
Now, yes, what were you going to say?
I was going to say she's a different
take on the character. Well, over to the next one, we have Vernon Dursley.
Okay, Vernon and Petunia, they're hot.
They're hot, yes.
So let's just say that.
So
that's kind of like Vernon especially has really just blown my mind.
Vernon is Daniel Rigby, who was in Eric and Ernie, a British TV show. And then finally we have this guy here, whose name is Bertie Carvel, who as Cornelius Fudge, who is the Minister of Magic. Yeah. Now, another fact is Lucius and Cornelius Fudge do not appear in the first book at all, but they have been cast. So it does make me wonder if we're going to get a few little extra tidbits or little like detours, kind of like this podcast, really.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
You know, maybe just cross, Dumbledore and Lucius are talking about something that happened at the high school or something they've been up to.
Yeah, you'd love to see, Lucius being like, now I want Draco to be in. Draco got a B+ in potions, and that's just not acceptable. Well, look, Lucius, we can't just change his grades just because of what. Well, in this case, I think I'll be taking a retest, and it's just an exciting scene.
Yeah, just some
kind of exciting scene like that.
Parent-teacher interview or something. That'd be good.
That would be good.
It is getting really. I'm so excited for this show.
When
mid 2026, I believe, is the launch date. So yeah.
I mean, look, we say it's far away. It's going to creep up on us.
Yeah, mate. This year's bloody flown by.
We'll be in probably still in the same book.
Yeah, we'll probably be on the same book. But
that's true.
Yeah, I'm doing some coverage of the show on my YouTube channel as well if people are keen to watch more. Now, Sam, you made an important purchase this week.
Oh, did I? Let me just check. Listeners can't see that. Usually I'd be checking my invisible watch.
Yes, but now you've got a visible watch.
Visible watch. I have got an Apple Watch on.
That's awesome.
And I know it's crazy. We're only just getting to this now. But I am wearing an Apple Watch.
Yeah, what do you what was the motivation behind buying it? Because I've got one.
Mel, when we went to City, Mel's like, we're buying you an Apple Watch.
Oh. What did she think would be good about it?
So, no, what I actually do want it for is when I run. I want to run with a watch.
Yeah. Track your runs, track your exercise.
And because I usually just run with the phone in my hand, which is a bit, and I don't like, people go, why don't you do that? One of those straps on your arms. I'm like, I'm not strapping it on my arm.
Passionately hate. Yeah, passionately hate.
The great thing I've noticed about this is I can run with it, and I can also, if I want to run with my AirPods, I can connect it to my watch and listen to a podcast or a...
Have you found that easy? I always find it's really buggy. Not to say it after you've purchased it, but it's really annoying.
I've only done it so far once, but...
It was okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah.
That isn't like you've got to like download the podcast onto your watch.
Yeah, and there's like a setting on your phone to be like download to watch or something like that.
I don't know how it did. No, mine were already on there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So...
Have you been getting a lot of use out of it?
I've been getting a lot of use. It's still... There are a few things when it buzzes and I'm like, I didn't want it to buzz then.
Yeah, you got to turn off a lot of the notifications. I really like it for the like voice stuff. So I'll like always tap it and be like, remind me to do this. And it adds it to my reminders, or like text Sam, hey, how are you? And it'll send the text. Like I really like that.
Yeah, okay.
Saves a bit of time.
Whereas that's what I haven't used it for that. Really.
Oh, mate, if you try and use it this week, because think about it. If you want to send a text, taking out your phone, unlocking it, opening the messages app, pressing new message, typing in their name, typing the message, pressing send. Whereas with this, hold the thing, text Sam Garlep, do you want a podcast this week? And it'll send it. It is so efficient.
That's true. But
do you want to try it?
No. Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go like this.
Well, is that, I usually just do this, like tap the crown like that.
Oh, text Radio Mike.
Oh. Text, he just replied to you. Do it again.
Text Radio Mike. Hey, man, this podcast sucks.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Okay, it's loading. Loading. Yeah, and then it will just send it, or you can press the arrow. Yeah.
Okay.
And, see how easy that is?
So that's pretty cool.
And then I got the message and I heart reacted.
One thing that I found a little bit confronting is that then when I got the watch, then the next day I was walking Mel to a conference and in Sydney, and I was walking back, and Sydney's very hilly, and I guess I was walking uphill, and then my watch buzzed and it says, Looks like you're exercising. You're working out. I was like, oh no.
It always thinks you're working out. You walk like 2 meters out of your house to go to the shops. It's like, looks like you're working out. You want me to track it?
I was like, I don't think I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes when I'm walking around inside Coles, it's like, looks like you're working out inside. Oh, no. It's like, do you want me to start an interior exercise?
Oh,
and I'm like,
God.
no, I'm just at the shops. Probably buying ice cream or something.
Yeah, but you're having because you're having a crisis of which ice cream to buy. The heart rate
walking
goes
up and down. Yeah.
So here we go. About the Apple Watch. We went into the Apple store to get this.
Yeah. Classic already. I can sense something's gone wrong.
The Gen Z girl who was serving us, she was lovely.
These bloody Gen Zs.
No, but she was great. She was actually very helpful.
I love Gen Zs.
But the thing was, she was also just a salesperson. She was just like every suggestion on what kind of watch or what kind of color thing, she would say a positive thing about it. So I'd be like, I was going to get like the silver outline or like something else. And she goes, oh yeah, like that's like a statement piece. I think that's really cool. Or something like that.
It's a what?
Yeah. And I was like, okay. I was like, no, actually, I think I want to go that. And she like more the same color. Oh yeah, that's more sleek. Like that's like so good. I'm like, I feel like whatever I say, like I want a purple furry one. Yeah, well, furry. Yeah, that's like kind of the new thing.
Yeah, people are liking fur.
Yeah, so she was just kind of saying everything. Then a couple of things happened. One was then while I was filling in some details, she was talking to Mel and saying, "Like, oh yeah, just we're up from Melbourne, so like we're just here for the week." She's like, "Oh, what are you guys gonna do?" I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna go out for dinner or just walk around." Mel goes, "Oh, unless you've got any suggestions," and the girl goes, "Oh, yeah. Have you guys checked out the Opera House?" Like, what? Yeah, the opera. Have you seen the Opera? Have you seen the Opera House?
Yeah, well, that was the first thing we did.
Yeah, we've actually seen
tourist attraction in the country. So yeah,
we were thinking we're getting some like local insight.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Opera House?
Yeah.
Yes. Like in an Apple store worker's mind, she was so excited about Apple that she's thinking the first thing you do when you get to Sydney, number 1, Apple Store.
Yeah.
Number 2, Opera House.
But also, you're from Melbourne. Like, it's not like you've come over and you're from like, where was Wisconsin?
Yeah.
You haven't come over from Wisconsin and hopefully staying at someone who listens to your podcast house.
But even so, yeah.
But like,
even still, you're from Wisconsin. You don't go to the Apple Store before you go look at the Sydney Harbour Bridge and Opera House.
The Apple Store feels like a day 3 or if we have time.
It's a day 5.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a day 5, I think, if you're there for 5 days.
It's not like when you go to like Tokyo, there is an Apple Store in Tokyo, but it's not like you're getting off the plane going, let's get to the Apple Store. We got to see this Apple Store. Because they all look pretty similar. It's not actually, to be fair, me and Claire did go to the Uniqlo in Tokyo. That was awesome.
Same. It was, well, no, but that was different. It's like a 12-story Uniqlo.
And I think it's the first ever Uniqlo. So
that is actually different.
Bit different.
Yeah, but it's not the first. Probably not the first thing you did.
No, it's definitely not. The first thing we did was go to the hotel and sleep after the flight.
Yeah. So that was funny. And
that is funny.
Right. And look, a similar thing happened at the hotel where we went up to the rooftop bar, and then the guy in the rooftop bar, we're like, "Oh, you're from? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just thought we'd check it out." And he goes, "Oh, have you checked out the lobby?" We're like,
"The hotel lobby?"
Yes. we were both like, "The lobby?" Yeah, like we downstairs. He goes, "Yeah." We're like, "Yes." We had to come through there.
It's the entrance to the building.
Yeah. Like there's like a bar, cafe in the lobby, but
but it's like fundamentally the lobby is like the holding space of a person entering the hotel.
I'm just like, what is happening in Sydney? Have you been to the lobby? Yes, we couldn't get up here without going to the lobby.
It is amazing that like, especially the girl at the Apple store is like imagine if you'd been like, no, what's the Opera House? No, we don't know about that. Like you hear the name Sydney and the first thing you think is Opera House. Yeah. I mean, we've all seen Finding Nemo.
That's it, yeah.
P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Yeah. Anyway.
So,
well, congrats on your purchase.
Yes, and there was another thing at the Apple Store, sorry, but there's a thing at the Apple Store they do when they're talking to you and you've selected your product, they then, and they're processing it on their tablet, they then send something so that someone else gets it from the back.
Yes, they have runners.
And they have runners and they just subtly slide them over to you.
Yeah.
And what I didn't realize, Mel told me later, you do little identifiers for the person that they want you to slide the product over to. Mel was like, I don't know if you saw, but I could see that she was typing it out and she did an emoji to describe you to the runner.
No.
Yeah. And I'm like, what?
There's not many different emojis for people. Like, surely they just did man with brown hair.
That's what I would thought.
White man with brown hair.
I guess
you do have a bit of flexibility. Yeah. Okay.
There's the emoji that she saw on the screen.
Oh no.
I'm like, I can't believe this was this one. It is.
Sam is holding up for the video on the Patreon.
And it's not in focus at all.
It's basically the emoji of like old man. It's like the John Howard. Like if you it's not even John Howard, is it?
No, I think it's almost the one where if you picture a fake glasses and mustache, like the disguise.
Yes.
It's the guy with thick eyebrows, fake mustache,
and glasses. Which you weren't wearing glasses.
I don't wear glasses.
You don't wear them, yeah.
I don't wear glasses. There is literally an emoji of a man with a beard. That actually looks like me.
That emoji looks almost like it is specifically you.
It looks like it's
That's not like your Bitmoji, is it? That's
exactly.
Like an actual...
It looks like my Bitmoji.
That is an official emoji. Yeah. Because that is you. That looks like you.
And then this one looks like this other one.
Google, if you're not from Australia, Google Prime Minister John Howard, who was like the Prime Minister of Australia. That looks like him. He has a very circular head.
Really? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not the moustache, but the eyebrows and glasses.
Oh my God.
So, wow, that is amazing.
So that just blew my mind.
Yeah, that is insane.
And it kind of sullied
my experience.
It's kind of
offensive as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even wear glasses. No, the offensive thing is that the runner came and slid it straight to me.
Yeah.
So they saw that
like,
and they went, oh yeah,
must be this guy.
That's that guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, we should read that.
Let's read the fanfic. I remember last time.
Anyway, we had a great time in Sydney. We're gonna take some. We got some photos.
Did you go to the Opera House or whatever it is.
Anyway, we got some photos at the Apple Store. We're gonna put them on a mug and bring
it next week. Put some drip coffee. I was gonna say Dare coffee in it, but no, it's drip. Now,
what should the code
Sam,
be?
last week we had
no podcast.
Not no podcast, but the week before that was Derek rescuing the other three champions from the depths of the Dark Lake.
Wow.
Waking up in the hospital wing. And the boys, and it said he was now one of the boys.
Yeah.
And Sam, we pick up with chapter 31 this week. And usually we start by reading the title of the chapter. What just happened? Sorry, I was holding the iPad and trying to pass it to Sam, and he kept like not taking it. What the fuck? That was so weird for me. Because when you're on a podcast with someone, you're doing a bit of a performance together, and Sam really went off script there, I feel. It really threw everything into disrepute.
I was just making eye contact with you and kind of holding my hand out but not taking it.
Yeah, he was holding his hand out to take it, but just not finishing the gesture.
Because it felt like to me you were going to finish your sentence. And then hand it over. And I was kind of waiting for that part of the performance.
Okay, well, you've got it now. Sam, please
read. It really
read
built some tension, I think.
The title of the chapter, which is this week.
Chapter 31, The Dateless Boys.
Ooh, because we do know the sexy ball is coming up. And I guess the boys do need dates.
Yeah, and I assume that by the title of this chapter, they will be dateless.
Well, I guess the only way to find out.
Oh, the Dateless boys
just to keep reading.
This is our bloody high school experience or something.
Bloody hell. Am I right?
Did you have any dates in high school?
You know what's funny? Like, there's things I look back on at high school where I'm like, that girl clearly liked me, but I just was completely oblivious to it.
I have so many like that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sorry, mate.
No, sorry. not so many. Sorry. But where you go, we at the time, like, oh, girl, why are they like standing really close to me and like wanting to hang out with me one-on-one?
Yeah.
I'll invite to my friends.
Yeah. And then like there was a girl who later in life, like who was one of those later in life, we ended up having a very brief dalliance. And then she said, hey, I actually just want to be friends. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, when we were younger, like I would have 100% gone for this, but I just feel like you didn't pick up on any of my signals. And I was like, well, and what do you do in that situation?
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, sorry.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Oh my God, so many situations like that.
Yeah.
I remember I think it was like the first proper, maybe the first date I went on where I went to the movies with a girl, and like it was so awkward. Nothing happened. She sat there and she said, "Oh, when it came to the movies on a date with another guy, we just we sat on the stairs and made out." I was like,
she said, "I was on a date with another guy." Like she almost like said
maybe their ex or something. Like,
yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's crazy. But I now think she was probably like, let's go over there and make out. But no, we didn't kiss at all.
Yeah.
And then my grandpa, I remember when I went to my grandma and grandpa's house, he was trying to rib me, but I didn't realize. He's like, "Oh, yeah, what was the movie about?" And I was like, "Oh,
it was about it.
It was actually about this." And I described the whole plot. And my dad's like, "Sam."
Well, I've actually
he was joking because he was trying to say you wouldn't know because you were making out, but you clearly weren't.
You didn't understand. And you were just so oblivious.
You were so detailed with the plot description that you've just embarrassed yourself.
Yeah. Well, my first kiss was during The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
That is fun.
Which is just like a movie that is, deeply serious and devastating. It's a World War II, Nazi Germany film.
A Holocaust film.
And I had no idea what it was. And I just said to this girl, "Oh, let's see The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Sounds fun. A bit of a Cat in the Hat kind of vibe."
Oh my God.
We were watching. I was like, "This sucks." And then just kissed. And I was like, "That's awesome." And then sort of caught the end of the film.
Oh my God. There are people on screen who are like, starving and spewing and being tortured.
I know. And to bring it back to this, Professor Lupin is in it. That's actually the only thing I remember.
I think that's a bit waiting to happen because that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. I needed to process that.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's read the book. Let's read the book.
Okay. The Dateless Boys.
What?
I'm just I can't believe that. I can't believe that's... That is the best story ever.
Well, thanks, man. I should write that down.
You really should. Okay. Derek made it out of the hospital wing and had a newfound friendship with the boys and was also becoming somewhat of a celebrity around the school. Everywhere he went, the boys looked like his security crew tailing him as people from all of the schools came over to be like, "Hey, Derek, can I have your autograph?" And, "Hey, Derek, do you want to have hardcore sex behind this tree?"
Wow. Okay.
That's
so he's popular, and this is what... You've been there. This is what celebrity does to you.
The thing is, totally.
as we know, you've been there many times. You just didn't know.
Yeah, I do remember people say, "Hey, do you want to have hardcore sex behind that tree?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What does she mean by that?"
I go to school. Yeah, you just didn't know what to say.
No, but you're like, "Oh, what are they? What do they possibly mean by that?"
And then you go home and you do a Facebook status like, "Girls are so confusing."
Yes.
Why can't they just tell you what they want?
Yeah, because that can't possibly be it. All right, so I'm gonna reread that line. "Hey, Derek, do you want to have hardcore sex behind this tree?"
"I've had hardcore sex behind that tree,"
Dimmy said one day as the group were walking down towards Hagrid. Dimmy was beginning to become somewhat jealous of Derek's popularity. Trouble!
The dim sim.
Trouble in paradise. Yeah. Trouble in
Dimmerdice.
Dimmerdice.
Oh,
Paradimmy.
Let's get this right.
Hi, Hagrid.
I always think of it as, hi, Hagrid. But anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, they can all speak differently. They don't
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't say they spoke in unison this time. It says, hi, Hagrid, the boys all said as they entered his heart. They could have all said it different times.
That's true. That is actually very true.
Hi, Hagrid. Hi, Hagrid. Hi, Hagrid. Hi, Hagrid.
Hi, Hagrid.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You better go to potions now, Hagrid said. Nah, we're here to see you and chat and have a tea or something, Luke said.
Like us.
Well,
we're having tea.
And we're chatting and...
We're like Hagrid.
Yeah, we are Hagrid.
I am Groot. You know I am Groot?
Yeah.
I am
And
Hagrid.
Mike did mention me, he's got a group of underage boys visiting pretty soon.
A bit later, yeah. So Sam's got to go.
Yeah. Hagrid stared at them. Have you got a date for the ball? I'm going with Hermione, Hagrid said. I'm going with Hermione.
Hermione. Would you like to go to the ball with me?
I feel like Hagrid says it like Hermione.
Hermione. Don't you think on it, Hermione.
Hermione.
Don't you think on it, Hermione.
I'm going with Hermione, Hagrid said. Fuck, Derek said. The ball.
Oh, wow.
None of us have dates. We're all ugly, Rob said.
Wow.
Oh, speak for yourself, Lockie said. I'm not ugly. I just thought I'd read like that. It was true, though. The boys were all ugly.
Oh, bit of projection.
Narrator. Hey, they said.
That was good.
Yeah. Sorry. That's
the narrator.
It was true, though. The boys didn't have dates, and the ball was this weekend. Derek hadn't even thought about it.
Oh. I feel sorry for you guys.
Dimmy said.
I've already got my date, and I had 17 girls I had to reject too. I feel sorry for them. Every girl at Hogwarts wants a little piece of Dimmy. There's only so much Dimmy to go around.
Literally name one girl who asked you, Michael said.
Hermione.
Dimmy said.
So Hermione, a teacher, asked Dimmy. Dimmy's had to say, oh, sorry, I'm already taken. Yeah. And then I guess Hagrid's caught the second wind.
Yeah, the sloppy
Hermione.
seconds.
Yeah.
There is literally no way she asked
This feels like it needs to be read straight through. So do you want to just do it as
do you want the SEDs in there or?
Yeah, do the SEDs. Okay. Do the SEDs. Yeah. But let's just play it. Yeah.
Do you want to go from there's only so much?
There's only so much Dimmy to go around.
Literally name one girl who asked you, Michael said.
Hermione.
Dimmy said. There's literally no way she asked you, Michael said.
Well, she did.
Dimmy said. In what context and what location did Hermione ask you, Michael
said? Okay, Michael, the other day or something in the staff room.
Dimmy said. In what context were you in the staff room, Michael said.
I had a meeting with Hermione about an upcoming compilation album I'm working on. I wanted her to be a part of it, so we were having some early discussions.
Dimmy said.
And because I've told you that, I've now breached a contract, which is going to make things very difficult for me, Michael. I'm going to need to make a phone call right now. Ring, ring.
Dimmy was actually saying the words ring, ring out loud, by the way.
Ring, ring. Ring, ring. Ring, ring. Gavin. Hey, yeah, it's me. Yeah, I've broken the contract. Yeah, you're going to need to manage it in the background. I'm way too busy. Yeah, just manage it. Yeah.
He drifted off talking as he walked out of the hut. Okay. So he hasn't been able to name a girl. He hasn't been able to reason.
Yeah.
And then so he's kind of just realized he's put himself in a hole. He's like, I'm going to make a fake phone call and I'm just going to kind of trail
But
off
it doesn't
there.
even say he pulled out. Usually it's like he pulled out a piece of wood or a tan bark, but it's just like ring, ring.
Ring, ring. Yeah, Gavin.
I can't imagine anything more insulting than someone being like, sorry, mate, I just got to make a quick phone call.
Yeah.
Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Yeah, and maintaining eye contact. Yeah. So I mean, look, what could they possibly have been discussing? A contract?
Well, his compilation album.
A compilation. So does he mean like a music album?
I think so. And then I think he's saying, now that I've told you I've broken like a non-disclosure agreement or something, or something like that. That's Anyway. Okay.
So he's walked out of that. So who are we all thinking of asking? There's so many girls around. We've just never made any attempt to ever get to know them or speak to them or interact with them in any way, Sam said. And that is kind of been shown in the book that has not happened at all.
We've never had it. We don't even know who the Gryffindor girls are. Like, there must be girls in Gryffindor.
We've got no mention of any of them.
No mention.
Yeah. So, sorry. We've got no attempt to get to know them, speak to them, or interact with them with any way, Sam said. This is the narrator.
Yeah.
Reminds me of my bloody life, right? That is in all caps, lots of question marks and exclamation points, and that, and it keeps going, but seriously, how do you meet girls and talk to them and stuff?
Yeah, which was, again, a common issue.
But this is what you've written as yourself.
Yeah, I know. I remember, there was this girl from my primary school who we had each other on MSN, and we would talk on MSN every night, and then I was basically just said, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she was like, yes. And then it never occurred to me to ask her to spend time together not on MSN.
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, cool. Well, now you're my girlfriend. Put your name in my my heading. And then because we went to primary school together, we lived in the same suburb. And I remember once after school, me and one of my friends went to McDonald's, the Q McDonald's. And I saw her with her friends, and we both just looked at each other and blushed and didn't speak. And then I went home, and then she was on MSN, oh my God, I can't believe we saw each other.
Oh!
And then we just didn't, I just didn't know what to do. And then a few months later, after talking every night, she was like, hey, I think we need to break up. And I was like, why? And she's like, I just can't believe you haven't asked me out yet. And I was just like, oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I just saw her once in the period that she was my girlfriend. Don't you think that's absurd?
Yes, it is absurd.
It's how do you, I just didn't know what to do.
Yeah. I don't know what you were, I don't know either because.
Still, you don't know?
No, I still don't know. But it feels like at the time when you saw each other in McDonald's, you probably should have talked to each other. It's so funny that then you didn't. And then in that time, it didn't occur to you that you should see each other in person.
And all of her friends knew that this was happening, and they all saw me too and were like, oh my God, it's him. And then I just left.
Yeah, because it was embarrassing to talk to someone when your friends were watching. And it still is.
Okay. Oh God, that's good. That's a good story. But seriously, how do you bloody meet girls?
Well, you got to take them to a Holocaust movie, and then that's where you make your move. Hagrid, how did you go about asking Hermione? Tom asked.
Good question. Get some tips.
I'm going with Madame Maxime. I made up about Hermione. I asked her, and she said she's going with someone else.
So that does give credence to Dimmy's story.
Maybe.
But I love how, so why did he make it up? I just made it up. Yeah, I made it up.
He's just fucking around.
Yeah, I made it up. Okay. Well, that's interesting.
The boys all looked at each other, but whatever they were thinking, we'll never know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's agree. No one comes back to the common room tonight without a date, Lockie said. Deal, Gemini said. Deal 2, Luke said. Huh?
Deal 2.
Huh? Gemini said? Deal, but 2? Luke said. Okay.
So this is all dialogue in the book, yeah.
Okay, Gemini said. So that was it. Deal. Deal 2. What? Deal, but 2? Okay. Nice little Luke and Gemini interaction there.
Yeah.
And then we've got a scene change.
Yep.
The common room that night.
Yeah, nice. Because we know in the movie and the books, in the movie it's a bit different to the books because I think for convenience, Padma Patil in the books is actually in Ravenclaw. And Pavati's in Gryffindor. In the movies, they've kind of just made her a Gryffindor as well. So they're in the common room when Harry is sort of talking to Ron about, we can't bloody find dates. He's like, hang on a second. These two will bloody come with us.
What are these two bloody Sheilas?
Yeah. These two over here. Oi, ladies.
Two Sheilas, two couple good looking roosters. Yeah. How about it? What do you reckon?
Yeah. What do you reckon? You want to come with us? Have a couple beers before? Have a couple pre-drinks?
Shoot. I reckon I just might say yes. So that's my Pavati.
And that's how I met your mother.
Hey? Sorry. Anyway, they're
two good-looking roosters. Bloody flaming roosters. Okay.
So they've made a big deal. They're all
gonna
go around looking for dates.
Yeah.
The common room that night. So, did you guys get dates? Lockie asked. Nope. Smiley face. Everyone said.
Nope.
And they're all like, nope. Oh, here we go. It keeps going. Did you? Gemini said. First of all, you're not in Gryffindor, so what are you doing here? And don't say for story purposes, Lockie said, which is really exactly what you just said.
The movie thing, the Padma and Pavati paradox.
Yeah.
The Padma Pavati paradox. Try saying that 3 times fast. Padma Pavati paradox. You know, the 3.
Yeah, sorry. You said say it 3 times, and then you just said it once. you said say it 3 times, you said it once, and then you just stopped. So I guess it's impossible.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to attempt it.
Sorry, man.
I can't even say it once.
Yeah, I know.
I can't even say it once.
Crazy. Well, I didn't think you could.
First of all, don't say it's for story purposes, Lockie said. I am here for story purposes, Gemini said. Oh, okay, Lockie said. Okay, 2, Luke said.
So Luke's thing is 2, adding 2. Yeah,
number 2. If you do that again, I'm going to scream.
And it's also unclear who's saying that. There's no text there.
It may be Lockie.
Yeah.
Okay, 2, Lockie said. Ah! Gemini screamed and ran out, startling Denise. So it was actually Gemini saying that.
Gemini was, okay.
If you do that again, I'm going to scream. Okay, 2. Ah! And they ran and startling Denise. Yeah.
As we know, Denise is the fat lady. Yeah.
Let's see. Hang on a sec. Denise, Lockie said, running towards the porch of the fat lady.
Now, okay, just keep reading.
Okay. Denise, how would you like to go to the sexy ball with me? Lockie asked.
Okay.
He just exclaimed it.
Yeah, well, that's how what I saw coming. And this is very similar to how Harry gets the idea for Padma and Hermione.
Yeah.
Because they're walking past him going, hi, Harry, in unison. And he's like, hang on a second. Bloody hell, these bloody, as we did, those Sheilas bloody love to go with these 2 roosters.
And look, I've said it before in this podcast, but Harry fucking dropped the ball with Pavati.
Oh yeah, you
like we were just saying about how we never picked up on if girls like you or not, but they're very clear about it. And then Harry's dogged her and just made it the worst night in the world.
Her life. Yeah, and as you said, stunning. Both of the Patils.
So it's just a bit of a
bloody Ginny.
Because who did you want to go with?
Cho. You chose wrong.
Hey, well I say because she was taken.
Yeah, she was taken.
What are you taken, mate?
Exactly. All right. So he's asked the fat lady.
Yeah. Denise looked sad. I'm so sorry, Lockie. Someone's already asked me, and I've said yes.
Written exactly as Cho delivers that line. Oh, Harry, I'm so sorry. Somebody's asked me, and I've said yes. Hey, Harry. Yes, Cho? I really am sorry.
Oh, God.
Wow.
That's so funny. That's okay, he said. Who asked you? Nah, no one. I just don't want to go with you. You're ugly, Lockie. There, I said it, the fat lady said. Well, I'm all out of ideas, Michael said. Besides, if I can't go with Olivia, what's the point? Just quickly on the fat lady. I mean, it would be funny because he just had to take the painting.
Physically
and just dancing the painting.
Or alternatively, can she walk through all the other paintings and get to one that's in the hall? But then she is still trapped in a painting. So you never really know.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. What's the point? I'm going with Olivia, Harold said, entering the
I'm going with Olivia.
I'm going with Olivia.
Yeah.
Harold said, entering the common room excitedly. Harold, help or hindrance? Sam asked. And it's this continuing question.
Help or hindrance? Are you helping or are you hindering?
Yeah, what is it? It's in every single book. Help or hindrance?
I like it.
Like, I get it. I get what it's asking. Like, are you helping or what?
I like it. I think it should be normalized. Sam, help or hindrance? That's good.
Okay. Hindrance? Harold asked. Harold said, yep, Sam said. Harold walked upstairs, practicing some dancing on his way up, like
good
Neville.
Yeah, true. Neville loved the dancing, didn't he?
The boys noticed Denise's portrait swing open again, and out of nowhere, the Gryffindor fourth year girls all walked in.
Oh.
So here we go.
We're finally meeting them.
The Gryffindor girls.
Because we did get a few students sorted in book 1, and you were on that chapter.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We had Hopeless McDopeless and No Chance in Life, but I don't remember any of the others.
And were any of those females? I don't know.
I think Hopeless McDopeless's gender has been speculated on.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's unclear whether they are male or female.
Because Hope, that's a woman's name.
Yeah, but Hopeless is that the masculine version?
It might be.
Yeah.
So maybe
you're looking at it. So,
and I don't think any of these women have been mentioned in their first 4 years of schooling in these books.
Okay, and that is a problem with this book.
So, although I now see that there's a pattern in these students. Okay. Here we go. The fourth year Gryffindor students. Michelle Michelia, Roberta Robertson, Lacey Lacer.
So that's Michael, Rob, and Lockie.
I don't know. Louisa Louisason.
That's Luke, I'd imagine.
And Samantha and Thomasina Tom Sampson moved into the common room.
Okay, so I guess what we're led to believe is that during the entire time of the Harry Potter and the Boys books, a separate group of girls has been going on what we can only imagine is their own journey throughout the books that has just never been talked about. Because, as we know, a lot happens at Hogwarts day to day that we couldn't possibly include in the books, and neither could JK.
No. And I think what we're all thinking now is, does this open up a complete spin-off Harry Potter and the Girls?
Yeah, I just had the same thought.
And I think there should be. I think if this doesn't pop up, I think someone should write Harry Potter and the Girls.
Yeah.
With these characters.
Right, because you know how someone, I think, did on like a fanfic that was every Harry Potter book from the perspective of Hermione?
Yeah.
Do a Harry this if you want.
What I didn't read was it
I haven't
just
read it either.
Was it just like,
I'd like to.
God, these guys are fucking dumb.
I think it's sort of like that. Yeah.
Wow. And so I'm just looking at the last names, just making sure that none of them are actually related.
Yeah.
No,
well, it's
Rob
Michael
Robson.
Carmichael,
Yeah.
Rob Robson.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Lacey Louisason. And I was worried with Samantha and Thomasina.
They're Tom Sampsons, not Sam Thompsons. Which is, I mean, it's a blistering coincidence.
I would say you, and just one more thing. You've done really well in finding equivalent, I guess, feminine names. You really struggled with Thomas. Thomasina. What
is the feminine Thomas, do you think?
I don't know.
I don't think there is a female Thomas.
I'm just saying.
What's a female T name? Tiana? Is there any others? Tia, I guess. Tegan?
Terry?
Tatiana. Terry? Terry.
Terry Irwin.
Terry Irwin, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few.
Taylor is probably your most common T name for a woman.
With an O.
Tony?
But
that's probably more Antonia or
and probably if we had a Tony
Antonella.
In the Boys, that would really work.
Tony in the Boys.
Okay, as in if in the Boys there was a boy called
Tony. Well, my parents are both Tony.
That is
Tony
so
and
funny.
Antonella. They were both Tonys.
I've never realised that.
Yeah. So my uncle, my mum's
Tony
brother, calls it mum Tony and dad Tony.
That's funny.
But I think mum retroactively because dad was just Tony, he's technically Antonio, but he's Tony. Mum now is Antonella.
Yeah.
Didn't you think my mum's name was like Carmelina or something?
Yeah, I'm
racist?
yeah.
You've got a history of racism on this podcast.
I don't think so. No. You can't be racist against Italians.
Yeah, that's true. No, I agree with that. Carry on.
Sorry, I was trying to say something. Yeah. Hey, boy.
Oh, okay.
Hey, boys. They all said. And that wasn't stereotypical.
So are we just... let's not mark them as stereotypical girls. I reckon...
No, that wasn't stereotype. That was just like, here they go.
Okay, can we do it again just a little bit less?
Okay.
I can just... Hey, boys. Oh, you didn't go. Okay.
Hey, boys. Yeah, I didn't like that, but I didn't like how I did it. I liked the first read.
Okay, well...
The boys couldn't help but notice how pretty they all were.
Pretty...
How had they never noticed them before?
You know, one of my favourite quotes from Shrek is when he's got the flower that he wants to give to Fiona and he's like, hey, Fiona, I found this flower and I thought it's pretty and you're pretty. So
yeah, pretty.
I always say it to Claire.
Yeah.
I found this. I thought it was pretty, and you're pretty.
Is that from the Shrek, the Russian version?
Yeah, I can't do a good Shrek.
Yeah,
I can do a good Vladek Slava he was miscast with Sam, I reckon.
Yeah,
that's what they're talking about on the HBO TV Reddit. Yeah,
wow. We don't have a Reddit, do we?
No. Someone make a Reddit. Do I have big news on the wiki for next week? Oh, okay. There's a tease to keep listening next time.
Okay, that's a good tease.
Yeah. Okay. They were all pretty.
Girls, how was I? Girls, do we have an offer for you? Rob stood up and said, okay, because you've literally never spoken to any of us before and have made absolutely no effort to know anything about us.
That's true.
Michelle said. Okay, but that seems like a weird thing to say right after that. Well, that's about to change because you guys are coming to the ball with us, Rob said confidently. And made a hand sign like "milady."
So he's like, "Because you guys are coming to the ball with us."
Yeah, milady.
We've done it on the video.
With us,
milady.
And it's actually incredible that has worked. It's a bit of a flurry of one hand while kind of a bit of a bow.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. He's very gentlemanly.
I assume Rob was wearing a fedora at this point.
Yeah, true.
We all have dates. Maybe you have failed to notice us the last 4 years, but other boys haven't, Roberta said.
They're all behind.
Wow. Oh, come on. Who are you going with then, Michael said. Hopeless McDopeless? Roberta responded confidently. Heard of him?
She didn't say He's kind of a big deal.
I love that Hopeless They're back. He's back. Hopeless Are you fucking kidding me? He's literally a one-off character. It's been mentioned like twice. Michael said
I love
again.
how he like starts saying the name. He's like,
that's really
Hopeless Are you fucking It reminds me of this is such a specific memory, like in School of Rock, when he's like giving the guitar to the guitar guy and he's like, you ever played electric guitar? And the kid's like, nah, my dad won't let me. He thinks it's a waste of time. And Jack Black just goes, a waste of... Take this. I think that's exactly that. Hopeless... What?
Are you fucking kidding me? And it's so funny, Michael. And again, they've never spoken to these girls.
Yeah, ever. But they're like, well, the book's about us, so why would they not want to go with us?
Fuck?
Yeah. Hopeless. What the fuck has Hopeless been? But again, we assume that Hopeless has had a normal, rich life during these 4 years. We just don't get that
making
intel.
Valuable friendships with the girls.
Justin Finch Fletchley, he has a life, you know?
A shit one, we assume, because he's a flog.
Shit, we hate Justin, but, what can you do?
All
right, pick it up.
Well, boys, you snooze, you lose. A lot happens in this castle that clearly doesn't revolve around you all, Samantha said. Also, I'm going with Gobby. Even Gobby's
managed to date.
And isn't Gobby...
He's not human.
Human, and how old is he?
I don't know.
Everybody vomited, then laughed. Then the boys looked deflated. And all the girls left to the girls' dormitory to have a pillow fight with no bras on. So...
That's what they do.
It's funny, Mike, on the last page, current day Mike was like, look, let's not read it in a stereotypical way.
Yeah, which shouldn't be.
It's pretty rude.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be doing that. 1 page later.
A bras off
Mike
pillow fight.
They're having a pillow fight.
Oh, God.
Well, I guess we should have a pillow fight with no bras on, Tom said, unhooking his bra. Well...
All right, well, I know what I'm doing.
I guess, I just love that end of day bra off feeling, Lockie said.
Oh, Lockie said?
Yeah.
Oh, because I thought it was just Tom, who we know is like the sexually devious one of the group. But then even Lockie's like, love that bra off.
Feeling. And that is the end of the chapter. I love that the bomb you've dropped at the end of the chapter is
all the boys are wearing bras.
And how the boys are wearing bras.
Yeah. And also like, how good is taking your bra off after a long day? Oh my God. Let the girls free.
Finally, some, female representation.
Yeah.
I cannot believe we've just met
Michelle,
Roberta, Lacey, Louisa, Samantha, and Thomasina.
Yeah, but I don't think Lacey, Louisa or Thomasina spoke at any point.
No, but yeah, they were around.
Oh, they're there.
We met. I guess we didn't. Yeah, so they were there. We know they were there.
Yeah.
Louisa.
Well, that was a great chapter.
Great chapter.
Sam, amazing work. Thank you for taking the lead on this week's episode because of my sickness.
Your illness. Yeah. So that
was a good chapter. A bit of Dimmy, as we love Dimmy. We love when
he
pops
a bit
up.
of Hagrid.
Bit of Hagar. Bit of Lacey. Oh, no, sorry. Not much Lacey.
Yeah.
Now, I guess
a little bit of Michelle in my life. Roberta by my side. A little bit of
Lacey.
All I need. A little bit of
Louisa.
What I see. Little bit of Samantha in the sun. Thomasina all night long.
Is there more?
No. Little bit of Madam Maxime. Here I am.
A little bit of Hermione.
Makes me.
Do you remember the Bob the Builder version?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny.
I think
a little bit of Lofty. A little bit of Bob the Builder man. That was, as a kid, you saw that on ABC Kids and you were like, wow, they've taken an existing popular song and turned it into Bob the Builder.
Yeah. And
incredible.
Also was extremely popular.
Yeah.
The Bob the Builder.
I think it charted on the ARIA charts.
Yeah.
The ARIA charts gets a lot of weird charts. Like, wasn't Mr. G like number 1 on the ARIA charts for like a year in 2007? With she's a naughty girl with a bad habit. A bad habit for drugs. She's a slut and she knows it.
She likes to
root all the boys.
She can't help being a slut.
Oh, there's a bit of both.
Yeah.
She can't help being a slut on a Saturday night. Guys, thank you so much for being here this week. And we will see you next week with a big update on the wiki. That is all from us. Goodbye.
Bye. Amores.
A little bit of Sam in my life.
Little bit of Mike.
In your life?
Yeah. Nah. Love you, buddy.
She's a slut and she knows it. She wants to root all the boys. She can't help taking the drugs on a Saturday night. She can't help being a slut on a Saturday night. It's a nice slow song.